And I'm back! Yes! Well, I wasn't gone for long, was I? A day? 2 days. Yes, but I'm back now! I am back, and I need this. I need this right now. I absolutely just need this live stream, and here's the thing. Good news. I haven't wasted any time. I've actually gone ahead and scripted a whole fucking video. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna work on it. A chemistry video. It includes quantum field theory, particle physics. Aren't you all excited? I am very much not. But we're gonna work on it. Also, today is day 966. Oh my god, can you believe it's been 966? Over 966 child checkups is ridiculous. Really need to get a life. Okay. Give me a second. I'm just getting in the mood. It's really cold in my office. Something about, you know, autumn and me not using heating at all. Something about that, yeah. But anyway. Hi Zella, hi David. Hi, how you doing? How's your day going? How's your week going? How are you all doing? Now I'm just going to save. No, that's a different thing. I'm just going to save the file in order to start the work on the video. Oh, actually, hold on. I didn't even think to check. Do I have enough space on my drives to work on this video? Oh, okay, 115, I'm good. Imagine if at 1000 we will get Bake It with Make It, and his master drops accidentally, if it's with those 7 orders, he leads the streamer so his face still remains unknown. That is oddly specific. Usually when people say imagine, they say something more vague. They don't say something this hyper-specific. Hi there, Autistic Panzer, how you doing? Delete this, delete that. And you know what, I'm also going to play myself some music. Because why not? I've earned it. I get to. Stupendium, anyone? Oh, absolutely yes. Phenomenal work, music. Okay, so here's the thing. What are we doing today? I'm just making algorithms simulate stellar life cycles. What is a stellar life cycle? Jeez, I'm not drunk enough for that. So here's what we're doing today is we're working on a video. I fully scripted. The script is already finished, so I might be able to pull this video off in a week, possibly less, if I work hard enough. So that's important. The life of a star. Why? How are you making an algorithm that would simulate it? I'm getting already wildly confused. Okay. Atoms. Those atoms will be makes sense to chase that numerical high. Be the calorie, oxygen balance sheet foods. Don't forget to subscribe. Hydrogen. I was away, by the way, on the for the past. Well, no, or should I post in Discord? I'm curious about what exactly are you simulating, because I imagine you're not actually simulating a star. I don't think you have that kind of computational resource on your hand. Although I could be wrong. I don't know. It's awful of me to assume. So I don't understand what exactly you're simulating, you know? How is it not possible to realize an oxyhydric flame is just hydrogen and oxygen? Like, oh my gosh, I didn't knew that. Oxyhydric flame. I've never heard the phrase oxyhydric flame. I just call it oxygen and hydrogen gas being set on fire, which, yeah. Actually, no, we want it to be stuck in the floor. We also want the volume to be gone for now. And then right here, white. Hey, it was human, but hey. So the core fuse is correct? It simulates that kinda. So, but like, in order to simulate that in any reasonable way, you would need to simulate, like, okay, so basically, when it comes to simulations, I'm already getting distracted, Panzer. Look at what you make me do. Basically, when you simulate things, the way it works is you take some kind of model describing the thing you're trying to simulate, and then you just compute that model over time. Now, that is important because there are multiple models for any given thing you're trying to simulate. So if you have a ball, right? If you have a ball and you're trying to just push it really hard forward, okay, you can simulate it using the Newtonian mechanics, the Lagrangian. Am I saying that right? I always mistake the Lagrangian of the fucking other one. There are a lot of ways you can simulate the same thing. So when you say core fuses stuff correct, it simulates that kind of. Like the most, unless you're doing something with fluid mechanics, like high energy fluid mechanics, is that what you're simulating? Because I don't think you're simulating nuclear physics on the scale of a stab. That would require well, let's just say a couple of graphics cards, like a, you know, it's way simpler than that. But that's precisely what I'm wondering. What exactly are you simulating? Because if you're simulating the lifespan of a star, you need to simulate it given some kind of model. And what model are you using that is both that both can simulate it and at the same time isn't so computationally exhaustive that you would need fucking Earth-sized rig. Okay, so first things first. We have oxygen gas and 2 hydrogen gas molecules. Oh yeah, right, the thing I was saying, or at least I was attempting to say, that I was saying that I was away yesterday and a day ago, and that's why I got the whole script ready. I also have a script for another video. I've been busy, but also I was animating on my laptop, and let me tell you, oh my goodness, I don't appreciate how good my PC is. Like, listen, I already love him. I already love my PC, but it deserves a lot more love. It's incredible. The fact that it manages to survive what I do to it is incredible. Imagine Trubisky finds the use of the whole starch like that. David, I don't know which you are. Cause energy output, 10 plus pressure, fusion rate, next fusion stage if threshold reached, this kind of thing. Okay. Okay, now that makes a lot more sense. Aren't you oversimplifying it? Yeah, but you have to oversimplify it, David. That's always how you do it with simulations. That's why calculations are better than simulations. Another video I've never finished. Okay. Okay, there we go. And then elastic. Now next, we would like it to very much render right here. Level 0. And then into level 0, importantly, we absolutely don't need 256. Let's do 16. I still overdo it with the samples. I render with so many for absolutely no goddamn reason. Then do high quality, yeah, that's fine. Render animation. Hi there, Remco. How you doing? Oh, it's going well. I think I'm doing well. I don't know. Have a good stream. Bye, have a good one. Just comes in, steals the first spot and leaves. That's the Remco's way. Unfinished videos. Where's the content? David, don't even open that Pandora's box. You have no idea how many unfinished videos I have. Or you want me to make a video of quaternions and quaternion rotations? I have business to attend. I understand, Remco. Bye, have a good one. Good luck with your business that you will be attending to. Lagrangians to explain. You believe it or not, I actually mentioned the Lagrangian like 5 minutes ago. Just missed it. Okay. Now, what else? Well, I mean, this one will take literal seconds to render. The first ones will be really quick. Later on is when it will get complicated. Now, oh, there are so many things we need to do. Well, there are always a shit ton of things for me to do, actually. Now that I think about it, yeah, that does need to track. Hold on, let me open up Premiere, my beloved. My behated, actually, not beloved. I say my beloved because I instinctually say my beloved, but when I say my beloved, I usually mean it. In case of Premiere, it's my behated. Hi, good little god. Hi and welcome. Hi and welcome, hi and welcome. But so yeah, anyway, do elaborate more, everyone, because Premiere's still starting. Do elaborate more. What happened? How lives going? What's anything interesting happened? Oh, boring, mundane, something. I'm a social parasite. I need this. There is a reason why I stream. If I don't stream, I'm alone with the voices. I want to stream with the voices that aren't mine. What are you making? I'm so glad you asked me, Lagot. I'm making a video. As always. I always do that. Hold on, this is oxygen. Sorry, I'm getting a bit sick. Now. Oh, honestly. Policy that defined you as company. That wavered you say in autonomy. The conglomerates got you in lock and key. Did I calculate that correctly? I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think I did calculate that correctly. Absolutely did not. Well, my maths was off by a 10. Ah, of course it was. I'm an idiot. Oh shit. Of course it was off by a 10. Alright. Actually, I'm gonna enable motion blur because it will be a while till we get to. It will be a while till we get to metaballs and met shapes. We saw the panda. Because like I will be brutally honest with you, that's how I spell make it from now on. I mean, not from now on, for a while. That's how I just genuinely spell make it. It's honestly wild because sometimes I write just an email to someone outside of YouTube, and then I instinctively type in make it with the caps letters. I love when you say maths. Well, like mathematics, maths. It's maths. I've been Britified. It's not my fault. Just ranting. I always rant. It's my job! For goodness sake, it's my job description. Okay, hold on, because Premiere is struggling with... It's having some performance issues. Two dips on one end, the bench is unstable. It's off chemistry. Or per rant. I wish. I'd be a rich god. Okay. For some reason it doesn't start with a timeline, which I think is ridiculous. What's the point of having an editing software if you don't have a timeline? Now, right here is in fact where we will work on the video. So let's right away. First animation! Only all the other ones left to go. Brilliant. Make it, do you know horror Minecraft? I can't say that I do. I know the usual Minecraft. I'm familiar with that game. Played it a while back ago. Wasn't it where they made the sequel? What was it, DLC? Okay. We might need to record this video right now, which I am fully aware how boring that is to watch. Just me going over the script and recording it real time. But it's important, okay? Because if I record the video, then that's a big part of it done. Then I can just animate everything on top of it, and yada yada. I need to work to make a video, so you know. It's my good color mods. That makes sense, yeah. That kind of checks out, I would say. Damn it, I'm getting sick. Probably because of the cold. Okay. There we go. In this video, we look at a single reaction from 7 different perspectives, each time increasing in complexity and accuracy of the explanation until we reach quantum field theory. But first, let's start with... Okay, right away I'm gonna pause this here, that's because this one already rendered and I'm not wasting time. We're not here to waste time, we're here to work to end right, work to end right, work to end right to die. Okay, what's next? Hi the bee, how you doing? I'm right sick, I get sick every 2 weeks. I get sick once a year, only once. It's like clockwork. That's because basically when the weather switches from really hot to really cold, my body isn't ready yet, and that's when I get sick. But then once I'm actually sick, I just get over it, and then I'm no longer sick for the entire winter. So that's brilliant. If we bring it close together, what do you get? An explosion of water. Okay, so in this case, we'll need like actually a fair bit of a longer animation. You get rain there. Oh, we haven't invented rain yet in Europe. We have 3 main seasons and 2 breaks in between seasons. Oh, I see. Is it a bad cold or a good cold? You mean mine? Oh no, I don't remember, honestly. Nor do I care. I usually just deal with it so I can keep on streaming and then working, and then, you know, it pisses off eventually. Oh, unless you were talking about the temperature. Oh yeah, doesn't have to be a sickness, it can be just a temperature. Okay. I like the cold. Which is why I don't leave my apartment, but goodness gracious me, I really am getting sick. I might need to start getting warm, not cold. Hi, the complex thing. Truth be told, I lost interest in the mask since you say it was 1 hour long. That's an odd way to join in a live stream. Usually people join in with a hi or hello, or how you doing, how you been, did you really kill that person 10 years ago? You know, people usually join in with something. Hi there, Adrian. See, that's how you join in a live stream. You greet everyone. It's honestly. I'm about to die is fine. I never feel like I'm about to die. Okay, now let's keyframe it all. And then we need some kind of... Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna... Oh no, wait, we need to... Ah, damn it. Damn it. I shouldn't save the files as new yet. I've asked Theo for the nickel. Still not yet, I keep forgetting. I'm gonna do that eventually. It's not about the money, Adrian. It's about sending the message. Now. 9 to 5. So, these obituaries don't get it any time for size. Patient moderation is not the worst thing. Oh yeah, and in this case we need them to be... Actually we can Bezier them and then we can just remove the scale modification. So we'll just clean up the keyframes ever so slightly. Bless me. My goodness, I really am getting... I've kind of pushed my body a bit to the limits past 2 days, so... Probably why. I've got a bad case of the no sleeps. And it only caught up with me It only catches up with me right now. Okay, in this case we want to take all of these in. Like this. Yeah, brilliant. Just sleep. Whoa, jeez, Adrian, wish I haven't fucking thought of that! I'm sorry, it's been... I need a drink. Hi there, Immoral. How you doing? How you doing, Immoral? Theo, why do you want him asking for a nickel? Well, no, I shouldn't. I'm not gonna ask him for a nickel. I'm gonna just get my well-deserved nickel. I didn't add. Godzilla, do you not watch my videos? I am offended. Godzilla God clearly doesn't watch my videos. It's from which video was it actually? I think it was the chemistry bonds one. It might have been. It might have been the chemistry bonds one. You have a bad case of no sleep. No, I had a bad case of no sleep yesterday. I basically... I basically tried falling asleep. Okay, so I laid down around 4 in the morning. My body woke me up at 6 AM. And ever since then, I've just spent hours on hours and hours laying still with my eyes closed and losing my mind. I got so sick of it, I scripted an entire video. That's where the video... Two of them! In 2 days! And they're good ones as well, yeah. Okay. Let's move all of this like so. Because we need to like represent an explosion. Like this. Yeah, and then they have to keep going. There we go, there we go, there we go. And then we need them to accelerate quickly and then get to the thing. And from the Bonds video. Thank you, Immoral, thank you! No sleep sounds amazing for workaholism. You're not wrong. But it's... I mean... I would prefer to sleep, personally. No, even just laying your eyes closed and sitting still. Sometimes your body pushing on night just tells of tiredness. REM sleep is best. Yeah, but the issue is that, like, I got so sick of laying still with my eyes closed, I just sat up and started working. And then I got sick of working, so I went back to laying with my eyes closed. And then repeat and repeat ad infinitum. Well, not ad infinitum, it was like 13 hours. At least got my work done. Most video is just second part of chemistry chapter. Yeah, that's the timing. I don't see your vids because of that. You can have the... You can just check my channel. Unless you forget about me, in which case, ouch! Fucking ouch! There we go. I don't like how still this one is. See. Brilliant. There we go, there we go, there we go. And then all we need to do is just ever slightly shrink the frames of some of them. There we go. Make it streams almost my top recommended. Oh, it's so nice to hear. Admin abuse. Remco does that. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. Remco just does that. Yeah, close enough. Alright, brilliant. Now you don't mind, I'm going to record the next chapter of the video. Alright, shut up, let's make it. The basic reaction is simple enough. We have oxygen gas and two hydrogen gas molecules. If we bring them close together, what we get is an explosion and water. No, this is terrible. Make it, what are you doing? Ridiculous. First of all, do it properly. First and last. The basic reaction is simple enough. We have oxygen gas and two hydrogen gas molecules. If we bring them close together, what we get is an explosion and water. Simple as it could be. But let's look at it more in depth with... And then right here is going to be level 2 and then the second level. I have seen notifications on the stream, or there's the ones in the middle of the night. 100 streams per week. It's not exactly 100. It's 10. There was this one funny... YouTube does like weekly recaps for you, where every week they just do a recap. They show you everything that happened. And one of my favorite ones was... Actually, hold on, let me see if I can find the image. And I find my... I love YouTube Studio. It's my favorite number go up application. I check it every day to see if the number went up. Ah, I don't think I can find it. Oh no, gotcha. Yeah, this is normally what my this is normally what my week recap looks like. Here's what you got up to last week. 1 video, 12 live streams, 1 post. Make it, what's the maximum amount of people you have on stream watching you? The maximum? It wasn't a lot, it was like around 30. I don't really stream for the crowds. Cookie Clipper's number goes up faster and become bigger. I really should just play Cookie Clicker instead of doing YouTube, shouldn't I? Stream 7 days and not daily is quite an achievement. I mean, listen, okay, I don't mean to be that guy. I didn't stream yesterday. Did you all even know this? I didn't stream yesterday. I didn't stream. I wasn't here. I wasn't in my workshop. I wasn't in my office. That's what no longer daily live streams mean. They mean that if I need to go somewhere, and just do something, I can take a day to do something, go somewhere, come back, and I can just stream I can skip a day. That's the point. That's what non-daily live streams mean. They don't mean that I actually can't stream every single day, because I'm still gonna stream every single day. I can't stop that train. Left the station. We're at 966, let's not be ridiculous. We need to get that number to go big. Stupendium newest song reference. Okay, hold on. This one is a little bit longer, not too long. Be patient. Basic chemistry, by first asking the question of what do these atoms actually look like? Well, okay, it's a bit early in the video to talk about nuclear physics, so let's just keep it as brief as we can by talking about the electron structures. Or even more specifically, the fact that hydrogen has only one electron, whilst oxygen has 8. Now, on its own, this fact isn't all that impactful, but what is the fact that they are on different shells. More specifically, hydrogen has a single electron on its first shell, whilst oxygen has 2 on the first shell and 6 on the second shell. Why does that matter? Well, obviously because of the octet rule, which states that the atoms are most stable when they have 8 electrons on their valence shell. Valence just meaning the outermost shell, by the way. So, on their own, hydrogen gas configuration looks like this, with both of these hydrogens sharing 2 electrons, whilst oxygen looks like this, with both of them sharing 2. So all of them abide by the octet rule, but octets were not created equally, and so if we look at water, you can see that in this case hydrogen still abides by the octet rule, so does oxygen, but the difference is in how it abides by that rule, because in this case our oxygen with electrons on the second shell bonds with electrons on the first shell of hydrogen, which overall results in a more stable bond. How? How? Yeah, how? Good question. How? How come that be? Okay. What video am I making there? I'm making a video about a chemical reaction explained in 7 levels, 7 depths basically. The first one being just the atoms, the second being basic chemistry, third one, if I recall correctly, electronegativity, then it is the molecular orbital theory. No, then there is the energies, then after that is molecular orbital theory, then after that is quantum mechanics and quantum field theory, if I recall correctly. Oh, I'm burning up. That's not good. Give me a second, I need to actually get myself something to cover up, because this is getting risky. If I get actually sick, I won't be able to work quite so hard, and I won't be able to work quite so hard, and what am I doing? What's the point? Alright. I am, in fact, back. Isn't molecular orbital theory about anti-bonding bonding electrons? No, molecular orbital theory is about orbitals, molecular orbitals. I know it sounds the exact same, but that's what it's basically about. So, Mickey, have you heard the song Molecular Shape of You? No, I can't say that I have heard that song. Sounds interesting, I would say. Something. Okay. Oh, this might be a short video, actually. This entire recording has been up to here so far. That's the recording. So this is 2 minutes. So first page is like 2 minutes. And considering we have 7 of them, that would be, well, 14 minutes at best. That's a short video. Damn it. I specifically didn't go too much in depth in this video because I was worried that if I went too much in depth, I would just be stuck explaining way too many things. Actually, let me see the quantum mechanics chapter. That's pretty short. So we've been like so if if we remove these pre-orbitals back to end, so what now we get to mention is so that's No, this is a pretty fair explanation, I would say. Hi, the strawberry. How are you doing? Okay. Making it just about making it. I'm always making it. Hence the name. Hold on, because I need to. Speaking of making it, I need to make it. I need to make it because we still have a next chapter to record. Hi, the Lycan. How you doing? Yeah, give me a second. Well, there are two ways we can look at this. So first we'll tackle the electronegativity side of the story. So, what is electronegativity? Well, basically you can imagine it as most things in physics and chemistry. So as a spring. When you have a spring, if you stretch it or squish it, every single time you bring it too far from an equilibrium, it gains more energy, which it wants to use in order to get back to its preferred state. The same way, if you have an electron, it has a state in which it's most comfortable in. If you stretch it or squish it from that state, it will prefer to get back to it. And this is effectively how electronegativity works. I have a lot of complaints from a lot of people that I mumble my words sometimes, and it's really not legible. It's really hard to tell what I'm saying. So I need to slow down. And this is effectively how electronegativity works. Basically, if you have an atom like fluorine, it is extremely electronegative, which means that the entire atom is in that state of being stretched and squished, and it would really like to get back to the equilibrium, but it can't. Because in order to get there, it needs more electron. And that's why if you bring an electron close to fluorine, it will just gobble it up. That's electronegativity, and with that in mind, let's talk our gases. Because oxygen is way more electronegative than hydrogen. So when oxygen gas collides with hydrogen, Shit, what's wrong with me? That's electronegativity, and with that in mind, let's talk our gases, because oxygen is way more electronegative than hydrogen. So when oxygen gas collides with hydrogen and they break, then these hydrogens may want to bond back together, but oxygen is there, and it takes over, stealing these hydrogens for themselves, resulting in water. But then still, electronegativity is just an abstract concept. It arises from the underlying states of the electron, so it's still worth asking, why do oxygen electrons have that energy? Okay, there we go. Do it faster, make it better. When Daft Punk said, work it, make it, that always resonates with me. So deep. I'm sleepy, I don't know why. I see. Ah, shucks. Mickey, what software do you use to record voice? Audacity? No, I'm using Premiere. These green rectangles right here, that's the recording. That's what I've been doing for the past however long. What is the next animation actually we have? Oh, we can also edit it live. That's nice. As right as we render, we can just pop that over there to edit. Yeah, that's convenient. Okay. That's all we have so far for a video. Usually I only get to the editing stage of the process once at least most of the animations have been finished. I'm gonna be practicing to math. Alright, tomorrow, bye, have a good one. On average, how long does it take you to make a video? On average, depends on the video. Usually it takes me around, I would say, 3 hours per minute. That's what I would say. Roughly. Sometimes more, because sometimes I just spend like solid 2 hours on just a couple of seconds. That could be more actually. For like normal animations, it takes me around 3 hours per minute. But when I'm doing bits, when I am making those extremely elaborate geometry nodes that will be in the video for just 2 seconds, then it takes longer. Okay. That was chapter number 3, correct? Yeah, electronegativity. Then it's going to be chapter 4. It really is going crazy, and I'm kind of worried. Because then the video is gonna shorten. What if I... damn it, what if I scripted the video, but I scripted in a way that makes it really short and it's gonna suck and it's gonna be terrible. Damn it. Why don't you add much memes to your vids? They might get more attention. Godzilla, I am not doing it to get attention. If I wanted to just get attention, I would just do clickbait. That would be so much easier. Well, that's what we can examine in level 4. That's because shells aren't everything for electrons. What matters more is the orbitals. So what are the orbitals? Basically, each electron has a shape. Its shape it can pick from a discrete set of shapes, defined by a 3-ish numbers, where the first effectively selects the size. Second selects the complexity. And third one selects the orientation. Kind of. Once again, too early in the video to get into that. But the basic idea is that you can have any of these shapes that you can see right now on the screen. And what's more, in each atom you can only have 2 electrons with the same shape. So the reason why is because there is a 4th number that's either a 1 or a -1, and no 2 sets of numbers inside of any atom can be the same. So inside of our hydrogen we have this electron, whilst inside of our oxygen we have 8, and these are all the 8. As you can see, first number denotes the shells from the very beginning, and that's why the 2 electrons on the first shell... Who wrote that? Was I drunk when I wrote that? Ridiculous. Whilst inside our oxygen we have 8, and these are the 8. As you can see, the first number denotes the shells from the very beginning. That's why there are 2 electrons on the first shell and 6 on the second shell. Now, electrons are created equal, but behave unequally, because despite of all of these being the electrons, their shapes matter a lot. Their shapes matter a lot, since they all have different energies. So basically, if I sum together all the energies inside of an atom, we get a total energy level of an atom. And in the same vein, we can get the total energy level of a molecule. And most crucially, the total energy level of a diatomic molecule can be lower than just 2 atoms on their own. In other words, oxygen gas is more stable than 2 oxygens on their own. And the same principle applies here. If you look at the combined energy level of electrons in a water molecule, you can see that it's lower, or in other words, more stable. Okay, I'm gonna edit there for now because the animation finished rendering, and so we need to get to the other one. Spin of the electron, I thought it's 1/2 or -1/2. I mean, yeah. It is, the spin is 1/2 or -1/2, but it doesn't really matter exactly what you set the 4th number to. The point is you have 2 options. More specifically, it's going to be even more annoying because when I'm going to show off hydrogen, then what spin does the electron in a hydrogen atom have? I'll just have to leave a question mark there. Okay. This is finished, lovely. There we go. Okay. Not bad, could be worse. Then, what we need next is right here. Let's look at it more in depth. Oh, so here we're already switching to level 2. That's lovely. Ask Remco. Complex thing. That was a rhetorical question. One. I started indexing at 0, which I really shouldn't have, because in the script I started indexing at 1. Ah, whatever. Close enough, doesn't matter. Okay. Oxygen was really difficult. One electron was oxygen has 8. So in this case, what we would like is, ideally we would like geometry nodes. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to make some atoms. So, first we're going to have the nucleus, which means icosphere. Make what's your inspiration behind making this YouTube channel? I don't really have much of an inspiration, I would say. It's self-inspired-ish. I just wanted this. Mesh line. Oh, but... oh shit, hydrogen will have only 1 proton. But all the other atoms would have roughly... unless we set it up as a ratio? That's so over-engineered. I don't need that. You know what? In this case, there's no point in me actually setting it up like as something too elaborate. So we're just gonna do 2 options. We're just going to do switch, and we're just going to do hydrogen or oxygen, and that's it. And hydrogen will just be set material. Stone and attribute, brightness of 5, and then hydrogen will just be color red. Go. Hi, the gradient product. How you doing? Not good considering I'm awake at 5 AM right now. Oh, I mean, it's a weekend, you know. If you're gonna be awake at 5 AM, then weekend is the time to do it. See ya, Guzlago. See ya. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Let's do 0.1, even less. 0.03. That should be much better. Then we can. Working weekend like usual. Oh. Well, I can relate. To that I can relate. 8:16 then instance on point set position like this. Then we're going to do this right here, this into the points, icosphere into the instance, and then this right here, then this, then ID, math, truncated modulo of 2, like this, then mix color and mix between red, mix between white, and this will give us exactly, that's exactly, well, no, that's not what we want. Oh shit. We need to, oh damn it, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Unless we capture attribute right here. Would this work? Oh my goodness, I am amazing. I am brilliant. Okay, doesn't matter. The point is, now we take this ID, and when we set the position with the ID, we want to mathematics. Random value vector from -1 to 1. Then we do vector math. We divide by distance between this vector and 0. This normalizes it, which means now we effectively have a sphere. And if we set the position, this is what we get. Yes. Beautiful. It's kind of hard to see, but if I increase the number, you can see it is just a sphere. What worries me is that they are all red. Why are they all red? They so very much should not be red. Oh, damn it. It's fine. If I... Damn it! If I store the named attribute right here, we would need a different material. It's fine. Okay, I have a solution, just not an elegant one. White instances. If I not college sewage. College sewage? What's college sewage? Unless you're asking about cold sewage. Those are very different. Because in this case we can just do instance. And once we have the instance, then we don't need to capture it. We can just plug it in. Yes. There we go. Brilliant. Coffee. Yeah. I haven't had any actually in a couple of days. I don't even know how many days. I just haven't had any. I wasn't in the mood. Now this basically gives us the direction, but we not only want direction, we also want the distance. So if we take the ID, then if we take math, if we bring it to a power of something less than 1, and if we then multiply these two together, and then multiply by, or divide rather by something high. There we go. I didn't have to do it this way, but this actually just creates a really nice nucleus with it growing properly. I absolutely didn't have to do this, by the way, but I just... whatever. The point is oxygen. Behold. Brilliant. And then all we need is hydro low high. Then all we need is the electrons. And so for the electrons, we're going to also do the icospheres. In this case, once again, we're just going to do one icosphere, this time with... This one is easy. Oh yeah, because... Oh, damn it. There we go. This will be our hydrogen. It looks lovely, I know. This is 0.3 actually, or even 0.1? No, 0.2. 25. I am very indecisive. Then, this is hydrogen. Oxygen, however, will be slightly different. Oh, what is your problem now? Why did this break? It's always something with you lot. I swear, it's always something. What is it? Oh no, my graphics card is just dying. Fine, whatever. Like, if you could press a button and get the answer to your every question, would you press it or would you drink whiskey? I imagine I would do both, in that order. I would press it and then drink a shit ton of whiskey. And then what we need is 8 electrons. Yes. In order to do it properly, how would we do it properly? I have one clever idea. It's actually really clever, but it might be too clever. Once again, I'm doing this. Why am I doing it like this? There's a clever and fun way to do it, and then there's the boring way to do it. And unfortunately, we need to take the boring way. And the reason why is because if we do it the fun way, then later on it will be really difficult to animate it based on our whims. Why are you so big? Why are you so big? Oh, that's odd. Oh no, you're not. You just... Okay, no. Shut up, everyone. Shut up. You don't get... It's a top... Shut up. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Don't even. Don't even. Alright, ID. And then index switch. Index switch with vectors. Yeah. Oh. Make it. If I usually recommend watching 1670. I remember I condone series. I'll consider your recommendation. I'll pass it along to the appropriate authorities. Now all we need is 6 arranged correctly. Oh, I can just do rotate vector, can I not? Rotate, vector rotate, yeah. Then this muff multiplied by 2 times pi, this gives us full rotation. Then we divide it by 6. Then we right here subtract 2, and then we plug it into the angle. Then we take a vector, we set it to be 0.4, we plug it into right here, and then we plug it into all of these. I'm a goddamn motherfucking artist, is what I am. I've made a hexagon. Okay, there we go. Yes. But ideally I feel like I would like to maybe rotate it a little slightly. Actually no. If I rotate it, it's easier to do it like this. There we go. Okay, brilliant. So there we have it. And now this one is broken. Oh yeah, this one's broken because the brightness isn't applied. There we go. We have hydrogen, we have oxygen. Simple. And then all we need to do is just Ah, still out of the map. Okay, so one last thing we're going to do is we're gonna add a cover. And by that I mean we're going to do an icosphere with appear to fine with this. Actually, we would like a more custom appear. There we go. Blender, work with me here, buddy. I beg you, work with me. Two. So this is the size of the... Ah, damn, this is the size of hydrogen. No, I can make this work. Wait, hold on. I can make this work. Yes, I can. Okay. This will be white. I can, in fact, make it work. 0.4. This one will be significantly more difficult to make work. Yeah, that one will be significantly more difficult. Unless we obviously just decrease it right here, which I mean... There, done, finished. And then you will be red, but you're gonna need different material, unfortunately. So you cannot combine right here, you need to combine right here. Okay. Nor can you. Okay. Brilliant, splendid, lovely. Now, what we'll need is we'll need a custom appearance. So, appear custom, because I just want it to look better. And then templates. Appear custom actually can just... We can just change in the shading nodes. That is correct. At least that's much more convenient. So basically right here in the appear custom, we can keep the e-color, that'll be important, but the alpha, the brightness, everything effectively, that we can remove. Okay. And then what? Oh, damn it. And now I need to just implement it all, I guess. Anyway, because it's all broken. Okay. So basically, texture code. Let's hide the dark. How you doing? That's correct. Then color ramp. There we go. Math multiplied by 10. There we go. Then this into alpha as well. And we get this. Already quite lovely, but if we then to it add noise texture. Oh my goodness, yes. That was way easier. I don't know why I always struggle with this so much in the past, but you can obviously just add a noise texture before the color ramp. It normalizes. Hi, Dark, haven't seen your stream in a while. What are you up to? The usual. Honestly, just the usual. Actually, right here with the strength, we need to multiply by 5. Brilliant. Inside right here, the geometry nodes, we can actually up the subdivisions by 1, just to make it look a bit nicer. And now what we need to do, working on the big video, among other things, yes. Oh, actually, I will get some more work done for that big video today. That's good. Now the annoying bit, which is that we need to take this right here and we need to replace all of these icospheres with it. So I'm gonna just turn off the template for now. I'm gonna have new oxygen 0. Actually no, just new oxygen. The indexes will apply themselves. 2, 3, 4. Brilliant. Also, each of them should have like a random value, now that I think about it. That would be a bit better. Why is there no random value in... Oh wait, oh, object info. I'm such an idiot. There is a random value. There we go. This looks like sulfuric acid. What looks like sulfuric acid? Which part of this looks like sulfuric acid to you? Where is the fucking sulfur? This. There we go. Beautiful. Then... Wait, why am I... I'm such an idiot. Why didn't you warn me? I'm such an idiot. Why am I doing it this way? I can just apply the geometry nodes to this. Oh my goodness, I can just apply... I almost spent so much time just to move all of them in place perfectly when I absolutely didn't need to. Go. What was you on? I'm such an idiot. I mean, yeah, because like I just messed this up for no reason. Now all we need to do is just rotate them properly. And then we can just rotate like this. There we go. Yup. Now let's delete all the keyframes. And then, oh, that worked. Splendid. Then all we need to do is just do a transition. One last thing left, which is that of every single chapter, I want the background to change ever so slightly and become darker over time. So for now, as a first, we're going to just have it switch to a noise texture. Damn it, I didn't start with full brightness, which is kind of a loss. I could have, that would have given me a bit more wiggle room, but oh well, it happens. There we go. Beautiful. Oh yeah, I need to make some of the other ones as well, right? I forgot. It's gonna mix from 0 and 0.5. Absolutely not. They all should be 1. And then to 0. There we go, brilliant. And then one last thing. By the way, I think suggesting the server. I can't remember the time, but looks like the server is filled with awesome people. Even Tefta is there. Glad to recommend it, hey! I am glad to recommend it. And glad you joined. A friend of mine just asked me if I could shout him out, and I did. Okay. And now in this case, the most important thing would be the appear custom. Because when it comes to appear custom, you want to start with it being completely normal, and then oh, that's really good. That's really good. I might be getting excited over animations a bit too much, but that's really good, so you can't blame me. There we go. Hold on. Because where were we with the recording? I'm getting sick, so I'd rather re-record that video before I lose my voice. Did you get to meet all these interesting people before you started your own community, only after it? After. A fair bit way after, actually. Well, I mean, Tefta joined in very early, but I basically met most people through this community. It really helps. Knowing people helps know people. And in my case, I started by, creating a community. This is the crucial bit to understanding this reaction, but before we go there, we also need to mention the transition state. So, our atoms don't just teleport from gas to water. Instead, they slowly move there, and as they move there, they reach the transition state. This transition state is crucial because if we make a graph of what happens to our energy as the reaction goes on, you can see that we start with our gas, basically level, then we have the transition state with higher energy, and then finally water with way lower. This principle is crucial to understanding this reaction, and once again, as with everything, as an analogy, I'll use a spring. So, our spring will start hooked onto an obstacle with a fair bit of energy since it's stretched out, and it will have that energy until it returns to its normal state. But in order for it to return to that state, we have to first unhook it. And in order to unhook it, we need to give it more energy. And only then can it return to its normal state. In the case of our reaction, what this effectively translates to is us starting with our gases, setting them on fire, and there we go. The specific mechanics are a tad more complicated, so let's go over them right now. Basically, each time we have a molecule in a transition state, it can either roll back to our reactants or the product, but it has a higher chance of rolling towards the product because it's lower in energy. So as our reaction goes, we start with a lot of gas molecules. Then we ignite them, and so the ones we ignited go to the transition state. From this transition state, most of them roll back to water. From this transition state, most of them roll to water, but some roll back to the gas. Simple. But wait a second, we know for a fact that this isn't what happens in real life, so how could that be? I mean, we all know that in real life, when we ignite a gas, it explodes. Not just the part we ignited, the whole thing. So how does that make sense? Well, it makes sense when you realize that energy cannot just disappear, and as such the difference in energies has to go somewhere. So where does it go? Well, it goes to excite even more of our gas molecules, which then repeat. And again, and again, and again, and again. And there we go. That is our full reaction. So that's why if we burn oxygen and hydrogen gas, we get water. But be patient, because we're only about halfway there. Yeah, this is about halfway there. That's good. Did you get a new mic? It sounds different. I didn't get a new mic. I'm just getting sick. that's the... What's happening right now? How's this looking? Not bad. I'm glad these renders are going really quickly. That means we can edit it faster. But to be fair, this is chapter. These are 5 chapters. Only 2 of them are left. So this is the... That explains, yeah. So this is the overview of the reaction, basic chemistry, more and more chemistries, up to level 5. Oh no, right now this is level 5, which is quantum chemistry, or molecular orbital theory, but I would still consider quantum chemistry because, well, it means quantum numbers and, effectively wave functions. Hope you get well soon. Oh, thank you, Doug. I really appreciate that. The problem is that I haven't really gotten fully sick. This is me getting sick. I haven't gotten yet sick, so... I'm gonna get a lot worse before I get better. Because next we should really look at those orbitals more in depth. I mean, what are they? Well, they are what they look like. They are these shapes I've shown before. But what I haven't mentioned then is what happens when 2 orbitals come together. Because when they come together, they form hybridized orbitals. So basically, if we take together an s orbital with another s orbital, they can combine into either a sigma orbital or an antibonding sigma. Now, if we look at them from a perspective of energy, you can see that they both are effectively different from s orbitals on their own, with the bonding one being lower in energy, whilst the antibonding is higher. This is effectively where the whole hydrogen gas has less energy than 2 hydrogen atoms idea comes from. Electrons, when they come together, can achieve different energy states, and that's where basically all of chemistry stems from. Because if you have 2 electrons on the bonding orbital, you get lower energy, more stable bond. But if you have 4, then you get no difference in net energy, or in other words, just as unstable, which is why, say it with me, hydrogen bonds, but helium doesn't. Wow, I've said it in past videos already. It's almost as if this video was built up to some kind of, greater point I'm trying to make. Well, anyway, with that in mind, we can graph the energy levels of atoms on their own. Atoms in gases and atoms in the water molecule. Now, it is a lot to take in, so let's go over this again. In the atoms on their own, you can see all of the electrons represented by these arrows and what they look like. Now, I know it is a lot to take in, so let's go over this again. In the atoms on their own, you can see all the electrons represented by these arrows, and what they look like represented by their shapes. These are the shapes from before, so that should be at least that much easier to get. Now next, let's look at the gases. In the case of gases, you can see that our orbitals look, well, odd. They look almost like atoms, but not quite. They're stretched and doubled and, well, bonded. That's because in each of these cases, these are just 2 of the previous orbitals bonded together. Sigma bond from 2 s orbitals, a larger sigma bond from the other 2s, a sigma from the p orbitals, and a pi from the p orbitals. I really hope that you can see it because it really is that simple. Just combine the electrons either by adding them or subtracting them. Simple. Next, there is the water, where everything gets a tad bit more confusing. Okay, so basically here we have electrons of hydrogen and electrons of oxygens. How do they combine? Well, like this. Okay, I know it's a lot, but that's kind of... Okay, I know it's a lot, but that's kind of my point. The more complex the molecule, the more complicated the bonding orbitals get, and yes, I would even... Oh, damn it. Why am I just fucking it up like crazy? I feel like shit. The more complex the molecule, the more complicated the bonding orbitals get, and yes, I would consider even water to be a complicated molecule. But the point is that the total net energy is lower in here than in here. And so that's why water is more stable than gases. Simple. Well-ish, right? Like, you get how it works till now, right? I really hope so, because we're only on level fucking 5, and next there is quantum mechanics. Okay. The animation fit rendering as well in the background. This is what it looks like. What is this? No. Did I not go all the way? Damn it. I'm pretty certain that's part of the shell of the... God damn it. That's part of the shell of the hydrogen. And that right there. Or am I just seeing things? I think I'm just seeing things. Right here also we have a bit of a damn it! It's fine. It's fine. Always could be worse. I could always be dead. I'd have to say, the animation doesn't look terrible though. What's next in the script for us? Let's see. Basic entry. Well, it's a bit early in the video to talk about nuclear physics, so let's keep it as brief as we can. Now I'm thinking about the electron structures. Must figure the fact that hydrogen has only one electron, oxygen has 8. In this case, I'm going to re-render this because, well, it's just going to look better. It's going to be more polished. It's going to be much nicer. Yeah. When the bad things happen. It's a good mantra, I have to say, as far as they go. Or at least a good reminder. Things could always be worse. It's a pretty fine animation, right? I feel like it might be a bit too cluttered, but I mean, to be fair, we do want it to be a bit cluttered at the moment. That's the reason why we have so many things in our scene. Yeah. Well, okay then. This background also looks a bit terrible, so we could also fix that. Yeah, just have it look a bit weathered. Increase the detail too much, because increasing the detail, this kind of color ramp would just make it look terrible. Alright, this is fine. No point in overdoing it quite yet. This is only chapter 2, for goodness sake. Hi there, Alem. How you doing? Okay. Quantum mechanics. This is the next chapter. Hold on. Quantum mechanics. So, what is an orbital? Well, so far I've been telling you it's a shape. And I mean, yeah, it is very much a shape, but it's a shape of a function. Okay, so in order to see it better, we can move on from 3 dimensions to 2 dimensions, like so. In this case, I'll represent the value of our function with height. So if we just take a wave function and we input into it the x and y coordinate plus t, what we get is complicated. Like, really, it's so difficult to explain what that function actually represents. So instead, I'll just graph it and there we go, a 1s orbital in 2 dimensions. Now, if we take another 1s orbital and bring them closer, we get, ta-da, a sigma orbital. And that's how molecular orbitals form. Just us combining the underlying functions, adding them together. So another example, here is a p orbital. Oh boy, was it annoying to make a function to describe that shape, but here we go, p orbital. Now if we want to bring another p orbital head-on, we get... Now if we bring another p orbital head-on, we get a sigma bond from p orbitals. If I bring it from the side, we get a pi orbital. It really is that simple. Okay, but what about the anti-bonding orbitals? Well, if we remove these p orbitals and get back to s, then you can see they're playing nice. They are in sync, which makes sense. They're both effectively the same function, just offset in space coordinates. But what if instead of just offsetting them in space coordinates, we also offset them in time? Oh my, they are out of phase now. And this time, if we bring them back, we get the anti-bonding sigma. And about now, it will be a good time to mention that we actually need to get the absolute value of these functions for the probability, but that's a story for another time. Another time we've actually already done in the past. And oh yeah, references are getting more and more on the nose because we're nearing the end. But before we get there, let's have a simple look at what a two-dimensional water molecule would look like. That is a mess. And I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense it will be a mess. If you look at the underlying orbitals, you can see that they are always overlapping in weird ways and interfering and such. And we get a huge mess. And this is effectively what water is. And this is why it's so complex. And this is why we need oversimplifications, because they are all effectively quanta on the same field. Almost as if we're doing quantum field theory. Sick make it feels bad. Weird. Not quite sick yet. I'm getting sick. There's a difference. Once I actually get sick, it's gonna be much worse. Yes, it is time for the last chapter, the quantum field theory. That's because there's been something we've been omitting so far, and that's the other particles. And oh boy, in order to talk about this, we'll definitely need to go at most one dimension. So, with this, I'll just introduce a whole bunch of fields, like the gluon field, the up quark field, the down quark field, the electron field, the electromagnetic field, and actually, you know what, this time will be enough. So, we start by introducing all of the up quarks, and all of the down quarks. Now, all of these will instantly become confined with gluons, resulting in nucleons, giving us oxygen and 2 hydrogens. Now, whilst these will be perfectly fine-ish and stable on their own due to the strong interaction, their charge is net positive. And so that's why they will attract negatively charged electrons. These electrons will roughly look like this. Oh yeah, a mess again. But this time the nucleus brings the electrons via the electromagnetic interaction, and electrons move the nucleus back the same way. So that's why when those electrons actually affect each other, they don't need a proxy of electromagnetic in order to bond. And this shift results in them bringing themselves closer. And actually, this animation right here, that's what my last video was effectively about. And actually, the last chapter was just my quantum mechanics series. And before that, the previous issue, and before that, the chemistry videos of different types. And it's almost as if there is a pattern. And yes, that's why I made this video. That's because it's really easy to forget when learning particle physics, chemistry, organic chemistry, biochem, anything. It's really easy to forget that all of these fields talk about the same exact universe and same exact fields, just with different methods and models. So if you're a chemist watching this video, I hope I've convinced you to get more interested in physics. If you're a physicist, I hope I got you more interested in chemistry. And if you're anyone else, well, I'm glad you stuck to the end. How did you survive the quantum mechanics segments? Yeah, the whole point of this video is because the reason why I'm making it is because I really want to tie in together all of the past chemistry physics videos I've made. Cough, cough. Ah, damn it. I'm just getting sick. Sick and tired of all the PS. But there we go, that's the video recorded. And we're slowly animating it as well. What else shall we do? Has the winter already started there? No, I still have some time. I might need to start heating. No, I'm not gonna start heating. That's expensive. You explain everything too many times. Why are you such a hater? Genuinely. Why are you such a hater? Who hurt you? Okay. I guess I can start editing this. No real point of waiting. theoretically speaking, if you had a budget, could you build a quantum computer for a video? Obviously, if I had the budget, then yeah. But you know, it would require a budget. If I had a budget, I would do practical things for every video. It doesn't even matter how theoretical the topic is. I would always find something. Now, what we're going to do is... can I not build it the same way you learn other things? I imagine. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. It would be certainly more difficult. You know, it's not. It's not exactly. It's not exactly normal computer you would build, but I don't see why you wouldn't. It would take a shit ton of time. Okay, could you learn how to build it? Yes, absolutely, without a question. The reason why you started with a budget, the reason why, as a response to the budget, I said that because, like, if you have a budget, you can build anything you want. Like, I heard some things are beyond self-learning. Wonder how true that is. I would say that everything is better if you're not self-learning. If someone actually teaches you, it is better. But nothing is beyond self-learning. In my case, I learn much quicker if Flame explains something to me than if I had to study for myself. Okay, let's edit it ever so slightly. All right. There we go. Basic reaction. There we go. Can you know how long it would take you to start learn something before you start learning? It depends. Okay, so basically, you never learn anything truly from scratch, right? If I right now had to learn how... For example, another video I scripted, that was the ISO layers. No, wait, OSI layers. Shit, I was... ISO is the camera thing. OSI layers. I was learning that, but because I know a lot about computer science, I could make an educated guess about how long it would take me to learn some topics in networking. Still, the more you know about topics surrounding the thing you're learning, the better you can make of an estimate how long it will take you to learn that thing, simply because you've seen references to it. You'll never be able to know for sure, obviously, but you know. Okay, there we go. Looks lovely-ish. I mean, it looks kind of... It looks kind of... Please don't tell me it's the samples. Because if it is the samples, then that's gonna be mildly upsetting. No, just in general looks weird. It could be because of the metallic and roughness of the surface below. It probably is because of the metallic and surface, yeah. That's probably it. Oh well, happens. In this case, what we would like to do, I imagine, is we'd like to, first things first, remove the cover shapes, because they will just add to the render for no reason, since they're not even visible. And then we keyframe them all. Actually, we remove keyframes of everything. That is not removing keyframes of everything. I've been lied to. Resetting to the 0 of keyframe every single time will get a bit tedious, but it's a good practice if we want the animation to remain clean and usable. Okay, then let's do 50, I would say, should be fine, and then let's switch it to be 64. Fine. Then we just take all of these, we keyframe them, and then we tell them all to piss off. Almost all. There we go. Can I increase it 5-fold, or would that be too much? No, it seems fine-ish. Okay, 0 on the Y, 2 on the X. Let's do -2 on the X, 0 on the Y. Never mind, we can't do -2, let's do -1.5. Yeah. It is extremely difficult to tell what's going on because of how many things there are. So we'll need to somehow clear it up. Do you know about Gibbs free energy? Yes. How do I make this more visible? No. Preflection, okay. Only one. Okay, I could, I guess, highlight the hydrogen and then highlight the oxygen. Yeah, I think that would work. I'm feeling exhausted, which sucks because I haven't really done anything today yet. I mean, okay, on the stream we did a lot, but I haven't done anything off stream. Also, either my phone or my charger cable is breaking. So, also great news. There we go. Huh, that's actually curious. I might have made the animation too long. Usually I do the opposite mistake. Curious, alright. Okay, then right here, basic chemistry. Yup. I think this should be fine. Yeah, this should be fine. Actually, no, because this is the messed up one. Hold on. This is the messed up one. Yes, this is the non messed up one. Why did they blink all of a sudden? They just get brighter. Oh, because I messed up. Shit. It's fine. One of the color values must have been 0.8 instead of the 1. It happens. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay. I know it's only been 2 hours, but as I mentioned, I'm getting sick and I can feel my headache developing as we speak. So if you all don't mind, I'm going to go lay in bed for a bit, try to regain some strength, and then I'll just work on the videos. I have another fun thing that I'm gonna do that I hope you will all enjoy. And for now, that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.